Hey there, how are you all? It is day 3. This video represents us getting going on day 3 of the purge. And I would like to know how you're doing. How is it going? This is an opportunity not only for you to purge one thing, and it doesn't say that on the calendar because in case you just need to process one thing at a time, and the processing of it all is where you want to be in this moment, then focus there, right? But if you are able to purge one thing and process, feel free to do that as well. Remember, this is your purge. And so I'm hoping that you are doing okay out there. I'll show you how I'm doing in a moment. But on day 3, literally on day 2, I decided to send you an updated guide. And as I am doing all of my clearing and decluttering here, I wanted to even make clearer and declutter the guide itself. And so I got going and just decided to go ahead and send it and not wait for the next purge. I think this is an example of moving forward and progressing in the moment instead of waiting for some benchmark moment. I am growing and developing, and as a result, our guide did. A lot of it, most of it is the same that you had the day before. So you won't be missing anything major. I just like the way this one is structured. So if you are watching this video and you just bought the guide, you have the most updated one. If you bought it at the beginning of this purge, you have been sent the updated one. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Okay, so in day 3, we are continuing to purge. And my suggestion for this week of purging is to focus on your emotional spaces. You will notice in the guide, I will always list emotional spaces because I believe that our emotional decluttering, it should always be done, and it's connected to our physical spaces. It's connected to our time and our calendar and our body. All of the places that we need to declutter, our emotions are connected to them. Our heart, our soul, our mind, it's connected to them. So maybe you are just beginning to read through the questions, or you haven't started writing down your thoughts on them yet. Please feel free to jump into that on day 3 because the processing of what you're doing is just as important as the actual physical act. If you're doing your physical spaces and you just move boxes or move clothes or move books and you don't do some emotional work along with it, asking yourself these questions and processing, it is all for naught because that needs to happen as well. If you're doing your time at this moment, I'm going to send out in this email an example of how a calendar, a schedule you could look at the big rocks and just focus on those. So I'll send you that in this email in case you're focused on your calendar. The idea is just to figure out what's something I can take out of my calendar that is an unnecessary, that leaves me flustered or overwhelmed, or it doesn't make room for the stuff that I really feel like is important. I do a lot of this work with my one on one clients in our membership groups. We've done them in this kind of conversation in Real Women Sister Circles. We've done them in our Leading with Soul membership community. And I'll talk more about how you can get connected with those. Just know that this is a beginning stage and take your time, do what feels right for you to purge one thing and to process your way through it. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of what I'm doing. And I'm just going to move around a bit. So you got to move with me, okay? So this is my office. I showed you this the other day. And I have over here not only a nice little drawer that's full and filled to the brim, but I have begun to overflow with a bunch of papers. Most of that is my son's homeschooling stuff, but I'm beginning to take some of that, and I'm just going to take you over here. I'm beginning to take some of that and begin to make piles on the floor. And what's going to happen is I have a lot of floor space. This is going to get ugly and messy before it gets pretty. This is going to get, oh, you see me back there? Look at me. This is going to get ugly and messy before it gets pretty. I am not trying to keep things nice and neat while I am purging, because purging is messy. The idea of clearing the clutter doesn't feel great. It doesn't always look great, but it is necessary. So I'm starting my piles. And what's going to end up happening is, I already told you, I'm endeavoring to clean this entire thing out. And I'm going to end up with piles on my floor to help me. You see my bowl? I'm going to end up with piles on my floor to help me organize. So before this space can be organized, it's going to get messy first. Before your emotional space can be clear and cleaned up and you feel joy and peace and freedom, it's going to get messy first, because you're going to have to process what you're feeling and what you're thinking. Before your physical body gets trim and fit, and it won't necessarily happen over these next 3 weeks. I mean, yeah, 3 weeks, 21 days. But as you begin the process of exercising and moving more and eating better, it will not feel great. It will feel like, I don't know these exercises. I can't do 10 of them. I can't do 12 of them. But the idea is that you continue to push through. I'm talking to myself now, because the more that you push through, the more you are able to do. At some point, it's going to get easier. At some point, the air will clear. It will get clearer, and you will begin to see the open spaces, the cleaner, clearer spaces in your life, no matter what area you are in. So do the messiness. I'll just say this. I feel led to say, if you are working on clearing up your calendar, go ahead and have the hard conversations you need to have with people to let them know, I don't have the kind of time I used to have, or the time that we have been taking to do this. I need to dedicate that to something else. Have those messy, hard conversations so that on the other side of them, you can get to clearer and decluttered space in your life, on your calendar. There's a whole lot that I'm covering, because you know where you are. You know what you need in this stage of the purge. What one thing are you focused on? Please don't feel like you have to do everything. I'm focused on this office right here, because this is where I spend most of my workday, and I need it to reflect the declutter, the clearer space that I'm feeling on the inside. I need that to be reflected in my space, because if it's not, it's affecting me. And I don't want my space to affect me. I want to affect my space. If anything, I want what I'm feeling positively to be reflected. So that's what we're working on. I hope you all are okay out there. Please email me, info@trenacericardson.com. Just respond to this email. Post it up on social media. And if you say Purge 2021, if you say Real Women Purge 2021, if you tag me, I will get it. I will respond. And I just really want to be in the moment with you. I want to be in the process with you. We are purging together. I so look forward to talking to you again. We will probably do a live check-in on social media on day 4. Right now, I just want to make sure I say hello, and make sure that you are okay. If you have any questions for me, any issues that are coming up for you, let's talk about them. Email me. I look forward to connecting with you all in the next video. Until then, keep purging. Love you guys.